another amazing session. We are so excited you came on early. Thank you very much, wherever you're connecting from. Thank you for coming on the second part of the Your $1 Billion Body Show. My name is Marvel, and of course, we are going to have such an exceptional time this evening with Dr. Dolly and Mr. Tony Bello. So please kindly invite and inform everyone that you have probably sent a flyer to or a message to. People who were on this call yesterday, please say to them that the concluding part of the show is just about to kickstart. And if they want to catch us, they have to catch us early. So thank you again for coming on. If you're watching on Zoom and if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube this evening, you can click on the subscribe button just so that you can get us whenever we're live. And also you can click on the little notification bell on the side. I want to say that today's show promises to be interesting, informative, and exciting as well. And also to let you know that this show is proudly brought to you by your one and only healthy cooking system, Salad Master. Thank you very much for coming on this show. We're excited you're here. We have live pictures coming through. We have live pictures coming through now. I can see Dr. Dolly and I can see Mr. Tony Bello. Hello, good evening, Mr. Tony and Dr. Dolly. How are you guys doing this evening? Great to see you guys.
Hello. So we can you hear me, Marvel? I just want to make sure we test the sound. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Great. So,
Hi, Marvel.
So what were we going to say?
Dr. Dolly, good to see you.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Salad Master. Good evening, the world. Good evening. Good evening, everybody on the call. Good evening. And good evening, Marvel, to you. Good evening, Dr. Dolly.
Thank you, sir. Good evening to you too.
Okay, so what we're going to do today? Today
is basically the treatment and prevention.
Wow.
We're so excited.
Wow. You know, some people said to me they missed the show yesterday and they said, wow, could Dr. Dolly just summarize, just do like a 2-minute summary of yesterday's amazing show on it was to do with prevention and management.
The whole management of hypercholesterolemia.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So our topic, good evening viewers and welcome to your $1 billion body. This is anchored by Dr. Dolly, that's my humble self, and Mr. Tony Bello here, and it's proudly sponsored by Salad Masters. We bid you a very warm welcome to today's segment, and we hope that you pick a thing or two from today's things, because we come to you loaded with information, advice, and tidbits on how to go about and navigate you if you have already the disease, to avoid it, and if you don't, to avoid it completely. If you have it, as I meant to say, to manage it properly. And if you don't have it, you don't need to come down with it once you heard what we have for you today.
Wow. I know yesterday I heard about LDL, it's jargon for us.
Yeah.
LDL, what does LDL stand for?
Low density lipoprotein.
Fantastic. And we heard of HDL.
Oh yeah. High density lipoprotein, which is the one that is cardioprotective. It protects our heart.
So which one's the bad one?
The bad one is LDL, low density lipoprotein.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's we looked at lipids in general. Lipids is basically fats and oil. It is one of the 6 classes of food that we have. We dealt with it extensively yesterday, but for the benefit of those who were not here, I can quickly do, like you said, summarize it for them. So lipids is just another class of food, one of the 6 classes of food that contains fat and oil. Now, this lipidemia is when there is a mal-metabolism of lipids that you have already ingested in you. You've eaten your oily food, and then there's a disturbance in processing it in your body. So the one we're looking at is really hypercholesterolemia, when the cholesterol is too much. Cholesterol is an example of a lipid. We have so many others. We have chylomicrons, and as we formerly mentioned, the high density lipoprotein and the low density lipoprotein. We also made mention of the intermediate density lipoprotein and then very low density lipoproteins. All of these are bad when it is in excess because it doesn't have a designated storage house in the body. So the body tries to store it in the blood vessels, which is not a storing area. So it ends up blocking the vessels and preventing blood from getting to targeted organs and tissues. Another one is that the body can just say, let me just um, use the liver, kidney, spleen, and all of that as a storeroom for this excess fat. When it is stored there, it causes problems because it is not meant to be retained. Fat in the body is an energy bust. When you consume fat, you're supposed to burn it, and when you don't burn it, that's when it accumulates. That is for those people who acquired it by lifestyle. But there are some people, like we saw yesterday, who inherited these diseases from their parents. Yes. So when you already have a history, first generation family members have it. First generation meaning mom, dad, aunties, uncles, they have it or they have a history of it. Then you know that if you don't take active measures to prevent it on yourself, it might likely come. And like what we saw yesterday, it usually occurs, some of it, in those who are above 20. And that is it. And it is one of the major causes of sudden death in families.
Wow, wow. So that was a great summary. And also, I remember we talking about people at risk.
Yes.
And the type of people that might be at risk. Can we share with them
Yes.
people at risk?
The people who are at risk of having hypercholesteremia are, first of all, those who have it in their family history or lineage. Another set of people is those people who are diabetic. Another is those who are hypertensive or who are currently on antihypertensive medications. Those are the people that can have it. Then also women who have hit menopause, that is, they are postmenopausal, above 55, they can come down with it. Men who are above 45 years of age, they are likely candidates if they don't pay particular attention to what they eat and how they live. Another one are cigarette smokers who are chain cigarette smokers. It is known to be a trigger also. And then alcoholism is also known to be a risk factor. And women also who are using exogenous sources of estrogen in their body, meaning women who have hit menopause and they want to do hormone replacement therapy and they bring external estrogen, which is not the one manufactured by their body, they're also susceptible to this disease. And then women who are always using contraceptive pills which contain estrogen over a long period of time, they are also in the category of people who are risk factors for this.
Wow, wow. And I remember some people were so impressed with the diagram that you had behind you.
Oh my
And
God.
they said, could Dr. Dolly just, because they were saying, what is, the diagram explained the cholesterol
That's
really
right.
well, and the heart. Because some people are looking, what's the link between the heart, the arteries, and cholesterol? And
Okay.
there's some people that said, while we're doing the show, can we explain again that?
Oh yes, oh yes. Hypercholesterol is actually a disease of the vessels. So right behind me, you can see the heart. This is the diagram of the heart. This is the artery that supplies the heart, and we call it the carotid artery. And this is the thing. Now, when these arteries are open, nothing happens. It supplies every part of the heart that it's supposed to supply. And this is it's depicted here. This is a vessel, inside a vessel that is free, flowing, delivering blood and oxygen and everything to distal organs. And now, when the person is now living a lifestyle that is not really what it's supposed to be, that is high in consumption of fats and oil, this is what happens. The excess fats consumed doesn't have any storage place in the body. So it stores here. And this is not meant to store anything. And being stored here, it causes blockage in this vessel, as we can see now. So this person is already low risk in health. And this is a worse case scenario from this person in the B diagram. Now, this is C diagram. Now, you can see that the orifice for the blood to flow has been further reduced. Now, this causes medium or moderate risk, moderate health risk. And this, now, at this stage, this person is obviously morbidly obese. Or if the person is not morbidly obese, the person has been binging, eating basically on junk food, feasting on it, and this is what you see. It blocks. And if this person undergoes rigorous exercise without consulting the doctor or healthcare practitioner, this artery can just occlude. Occlude means it can close up. Yes. And if this artery happens to be the carotid artery, the person is having what we call cardiac arrest.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
It is that serious.
So that's very interesting. So what you're saying is somebody can have this
Yes.
cholesterol and they haven't checked it,
Yes.
and then they go and say, right, I want to be healthy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some exercise.
Yeah.
And because of the fact that the artery is like that now, the stage
Like,
4,
okay.
the stage 4,
Okay.
they can have a heart attack or a cardiac arrest.
Yes. In this case, the kind of exercises you do should be monitored by your health practitioner. You start little, and then when it opens up a little bit like this, then you can now start doing the more rigorous exercises. But for now, it can just be with stretches, and then at this stage, medication must be introduced.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you very much for explaining it.
All right.
Now over to you for today. Today is about what treatment?
Oh yes, today is about treatment of hypercholesterol. If you have it, or you're in danger of having it, or you have a family history of having it, this show is for you. I implore you to listen and pick as much as you can. So today we are starting with the exercise part. Now, as I said yesterday, I developed something I call getting out of your chair can save your life. It can. Getting out of this chair can save your life. Now, because of technological, economic, and social changes that the humanity have made, especially in this jet age, people are now likely to sit down more than is healthy for them. Now, many people spend an average of 15.5 hours sitting down each day. Either they are watching television, or they are sitting in front of a computer, or they are playing video games, and you won't even know it, and time flies by. Before you check your clock, you're already 15 minutes staying on a spot. That is not how nature made it, because you're there on the spot, you're playing video games or you're watching TV. Man, you at the press of a button, the food comes. Or even if you just keep a box of pizza just close to you, you open it up and you bite, you take a bite. You open up a bottle of soda and you wash it down, and you're good. You're staying there all day. This is good for you, for your enjoyment and aggrandizement, but it is not good for your health. Besides, nature never made it that you sit in one place for even 2 hours at a stretch, not to talk of 15, because of the way we live. Because if you happen to watch the olden days movie, I don't think they had things so easy that they would use nothing. If you don't move, animals might come and chase you. So you keep moving. So now we're trying to incorporate their habit back. In as much as we want life to be a lot easier, we don't want to kill ourselves.
Wow. So you're saying coming out of this chair
Oh yes,
can save
it can
a life.
save one's life.
Wow, wow. But you know, the challenge we're having now
Yes,
with the lockdown,
yes,
they've locked us into the house.
yes,
And now also, we don't have much. We might have we might have my wife and 4, 5 children,
yeah.
you know. Then we have limited space.
Oh yeah.
Then guess what? We stay at home,
Yeah.
and now we have to work from home.
Yes.
And working from home, how do you deal with this issue? Working from home, you're supposed to be on a computer for 8 hours
Yes.
with meetings and everything. And if
That's
you
right.
leave that computer, you're not working.
Oh yes.
So what do we do?
Okay. So because the health studies have now said that evidence now presented that prolonged sitting is unhealthy and even deadly. Now, I'm going to let you in on some tips on how to, even with a limited stay, lockdown, and working at home, how you can beat it and still exercise, staying healthy, and still doing your work.
Wow. So we're gonna have some
Oh
nuggets.
yes, oh yes. So before I dive into that, I want to let you in on a study that was done in New South Wales, Australia, that was conducted on 220,000 people, which says that adults who sit for 8 hours a day have 15% more likely chances of dying from either cancer or heart-related diseases. So because before we introduce you into doing something, we need to let you know why you should do it. So basically, we are trying to avoid complications of hyperlipidemia, which means hypercholesterolemia or excess fat in your system. Now, tips to reduce sitting at home. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you is to stand up whenever you can. If you are using a desk to do your computer work, if you have any chance, stand up. You are better, I assure you that you're better off than a person, yes, just like that. You are better off than the person who never moved. You're better off. And then, when it is also encouraged that if you are at home, when you have a phone call, you're encouraged to move. Get up from your chair. Answer the phone, walking around. You're exercising. Yes, you're exercising. Instead of you staying and lunging, yes, hello, who is it? No, you can do who is it, move around the room. Move around the room 2 or 3 times. By the time the phone call is over, you must have moved your body quite a bit. Another one is when you come in front of your computer and you're checking the email for the day, why don't you stand up reading it? Use any opportunity, stand up when you're reading, stand up when you're reading your email, stand up when you're reading your SMSs. It is better. If you can, do that. So the main thing here now is stand up wherever you are. So whenever you can. So you don't tell me about space. There's always a space to stand. Always a space to stand. The second one is walk whenever you can. Walk whenever you can. See, if you're in an office or in a confined area or you are at home and you want to pick something, your wife is there, your kids are there, they can comfortably do it for you. But why don't you try walking maybe to the fridge and getting something you need? Or walk, if you're in an office, walk to a colleague's desk. Walk wherever you can. Get something in the fridge, come back, sit, continue with your Zoom meeting. Another one is if you're in a house, all these apartment buildings that you have an elevator, why don't you walk up the stairs instead of using the elevator all the time? Unless you're in a very, very good rush, no need to use the elevator. Use the stairway. Yes. You don't need an open space. You don't need so much space to do that. So the thing is, walk whenever you can. Another one is it is advisable to have lunch outside your office. Some of us, when we go to work, we pack our lunches in small packables and take it to work. And then the next minute you have chance to eat your lunch, you just bring it out from the drawer and you start eating. No? Why don't you go outside? Find an open space, eat your lunch. You don't have to be on the same spot. Make sure you don't spend a whole lot of time, 8 hours, 4 hours, even 3 hours without moving. If you are in a meeting and it is so bad that you have not moved and the meeting is dragging, excuse me, sir, I want to stress my points. You just use the opportunity to get up. You've done something. You're better than the rest of them who are sitting down.
Oh, and we're in Nigeria.
Okay.
UK is different. I'm used to the UK.
Okay.
My life in the UK.
Okay.
But in Nigeria, even in the UK, I remember my dad. My dad used to, when he wanted to put the remote, when he wanted to change the TV, I used to be at the top, yeah, and he used to be just beside the TV.
Okay.
And he used to call me from the top to change the
channel.
But the TV remote was just there.
Just there.
Yeah. So in Nigeria, we're used to that.
Yes.
So we've got to break that habit.
Yes.
Yes. So that's really it.
Yes, and that is exactly why there is a program called Your $1 Billion Body. Things we do unconsciously, things we didn't know that we have been doing it, things we inherited, like you said. Yes, you watched your dad do it. Now I get to do it. For me, I get to see my mom talk to the help. Can you do this? Can you do this? While she stays. No. But now I wouldn't advise her to do that. Why don't you do it?
So what advice do you give to the sons and daughters of very wealthy parents?
Yeah.
And the sons and daughters want their parents to be healthy
Yeah.
forever.
Of course.
So they're asking the parents to do what they don't normally do, like go and change your TV yourself.
Oh
Go,
yeah.
go and iron your clothes yourself.
No,
So,
no.
so what do we do? There's some young people here that love their parents so much
Yes.
and want their parents to be fitter.
Yeah.
So they want them to walk when they should walk.
Yeah.
Rather than ask people to do it, what advice? How can you approach this subject
Yes.
with your parents?
Now, you can actually approach this subject with your parents in a very respectful manner. Now, some of us, we know that our parents, they've suffered and now they've retired, and we don't want them to continue the suffering. So we now assign them to life of just hang up your leg, watch TV, you'll be spoon fed, and all that. In as much as we love it for them, it is really unhealthy for them. And if they continue doing this, they will die earlier than when they were supposed to. So now, what we can do is a retired mom or a retired dad. Why don't you, if they're interested in poultry, it's a very good thing. Farming in the morning, and if you notice that they're sitting for a long time, mom, why don't we go see your plants outside? Dad, why don't we go check on your chickens outside? That's it. Or you can look at them and say, oh, it's so sunny outside. Don't we take a walk? That's a very good one.
Wow. Okay.
Or you were like, Mom, I know I enjoyed your cooking. When is the last time you cooked? Why don't you make all of us lunch? It will be better. One will appreciate it.
Right, yeah. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And I like the part where you said walk up the stairs rather than taking the elevator.
That's right.
But in Nigeria we don't have many elevators.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing in most of my offices, and even this Victoria Island office that we're in right now,
Yeah.
by Salad Master, I always make sure I take my office on the top floor.
That's it. Another one.
And the reason why is because I like walking up the stairs.
Yeah.
And the surprising thing? People that are half my age,
Yes.
they walk up the stairs. By the time they come for a meeting, before they start the meeting, they're going,
They are panting.
I'm like, what's up? Oh,
Yeah.
you walk
They
the
might
stairs.
be on these
Exactly.
stages.
And they're young. They're young. It's terrible.
It doesn't respect age. It respects your lifestyle. If you live right, you're going to have your arteries patent like this. If you don't live right, you are not deceiving. Nature holds you accountable for whatever you do. And whatever you give your body is what it gives you back. It is baggage in, baggage out. If you've been giving your body healthy food, it's going to be your billion-dollar body. If you've been giving it junk, it is going to give you a junk body.
Right, that's amazing. And our sponsor, Salad Master, they have a saying that says, "You are
what you eat." It's that simple. It's really that simple. Now, another one is exercise whenever you can. Now, when you are in an office and there's nothing you can do, and maybe the office is a sort of an enclosed area, if you're not in open office, because I don't advise this for people who are in open offices. People might be looking at you as someone who's not okay. But then if you explain to them what you do, they will understand with you and even emulate you. So the first thing is try doing desk push-ups. Yes, we have something like that. Or you can squat. Get up. Do it like 5 minutes. For someone like me, for me, what I do after every patient I see in the hospital, I do this. Do this until another patient comes, and then I stop. Yes, it is better. Keep moving. You are always better than someone who hasn't moved at all. Another one is some people have what we call treadmill desk. It's possible for you to have it in your office. If you are able to have it, please have it. You're on a desk and you're on a treadmill. You can do it both ways. That's
treadmill.
it.
Treadmill,
Yes.
like when you're on.
Treadmill
So
desk. Yes.
Is the desk running or?
No, the desk is
What's
not
the-
running.
what's-
There's kind of a treadmill that is
Ah.
attached to the bottom of the desk,
Okay.
so that you keep
Right.
moving. You keep moving. When there's no one, you can just get up and
Right.
do your stuff and wait for another person to come in. All right. So another one is doing simple stretching exercises between tasks. You just do this. You can stretch, count up to 15 and stop. Another one is you can flex your arms at intervals. This is the one I do. I flex my arms at intervals. After each patient, I just do this. But I don't do it this gently. Sometimes I can go vigorous, depending. Yes.
So what does that help?
It helps because it improves circulation. Yes.
Circulation.
improves circulation, it makes you alert. And for people who are also very cold and you stay in a very chilled environment, once you do it, you see that you're feeling warm and it's better. So the thing is, move whenever you can, exercise whenever you can, stand up whenever you can, sit and walk around wherever you can. All these things aim to get you away from the chair. And that is what I said in the beginning, that getting off your chair can save your life. The fourth point I'm going to make is use simple tools. Something like what? You can set an alarm clock to remind you to stand up every 30 minutes. Yeah, you can do that. You can, if you can wake up in the morning, set your alarm to go to work in the morning. You're taking care of your work. It's external. This is your body, your $1 billion body. You can set an alarm every 30 minutes. Go around, walk across this room 15 times. Sit down. Another, sit down. In this way, you are exercising and it's not strenuous for you. And you're still exercising. Yes. People think when they hear exercise, oh, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to sweat, I'm going to run up a hill. No, it doesn't always have to be that way. Do the little you can within the confined space you find yourself until you can do more. Yes. Another one is also get a small drinking mug and go to the fridge or the dispenser. Don't carry a jar of water and put beside you. Make the cup small so that it makes you're thirsty. You go to the mug or you go to the dispenser and get water all the time. You're moving.
It's exercise.
Yes, it's exercise. You're moving. You're better than someone who's not moving. You're moving. You keep it moving. Keep it moving. By doing that, you can avoid actually 15% of heart-related illnesses. It's been proven. Yes. Yes. And another one is also when you walk, during, maybe like you're a female and you love doing selfies, during break time, please go ahead, walk around, take selfies, different background. It is a form of exercise. Yes, it's a form of exercise. Then, when you're also in office, we have other office ideas like you're encouraged to have a standing or walking meetings. There's no hard and fast rule to having meetings. Nobody says it must be in a boardroom. Nobody says it must be in a very official. No, you can have a standing meeting. All of you are walking to the car park and you're discussing important things. Yes, it is done so that everyone, including those who normally don't want to exercise, when you see that everybody is having a walking meeting, you have to follow suit. Yes, you have to follow suit. And I notice it in some of the movies that we watch, American movies and all of those movies. They discuss important things while on the move.
Yeah.
I notice it. So let's break that culture of always sitting down. Okay, we want to talk. We're having meeting by 1 o'clock. Everybody will sit down. No. And to make matters worse, some people will pass coffee, pass small chops. We like small chops in Nigeria. And so it shouldn't be encouraged. Do stuff while you're on the move. Discuss things while on the move. Then if you get to important points that you feel that people need to get, you can stop. Make that point, continue. So we call it standing or walking meetings. Then during the office time, you can implement a 10-minute stretching exercise day policy. It can be an office policy. Every 10 minutes you stretch. Every 10 minutes you stretch. Some offices also organize football matches and all of that. Football matches, picnics. When you do picnics, some do tug of war and all of that. It's all healthy and it will actually act as a way of bonding between colleagues. Yeah. So you with one stone, you're killing two birds. Yeah, you're killing two birds. Then another thing that can be done in an office to get people moving and get them out of their chair is to centralize the printers and the copiers. Every desk mustn't have a copier or printer, even though you can afford it. Just make it a central one so that when you want to photocopy or print something, you'll be forced to move. Yes.
So really, all these things are like useful for offices, for managers, directors, CEOs of companies.
Yes.
They should try and implement some of these things in the offices.
Yes.
So therefore their staff can be healthy. And therefore
be more productive.
More productive.
Yeah.
Less sick days.
Yeah.
Less typhoid.
Yeah.
Less all those things, isn't it? So really, this is great. This is so somebody watching this, if they're a staff, they can go and show their their CEO or their manager or their head of the team and
That's right.
see whether they can implement this in the office
Yeah.
as well as at home.
Yes, at home. And then there's nothing preventing you from having your laptop, if you're having a Zoom meeting at home, from putting it in a place that is high so that you can do the meeting standing up. Yes. You don't need to sit while you're doing your Zoom meeting. Just elevate the platform where you can put your recorder and then do the meeting standing. Yes. Okay. So that is the one for exercise, because in this lipidemia or hypercholesterolemia, the basic treatment is, first of all, exercise. Get moving, get up your chair, be active. It helps a whole lot. Another one is dietary therapy. Then we have not talked about, there's also therapeutic one. I mean, by therapeutic, I mean ingestion of medications. Yes. But here, your billion-dollar body is here to tell you about ways you can treat these lifestyle diseases without involving medication. Yes. So now I go straight into dietary therapy. Now, there are foods that I mentioned yesterday that we're going to go into details today. Now, today, this is it. Foods that can give you excess fat in the body. Forget the big English. Excess fat and oil in the body is, number one, fatty meats. Like I said yesterday, meats that are fatty. If you don't know fatty meats, bring it. Fatty meats are those meats that if you bring it close to an open fire, it starts dripping fat. You see,
Wow.
starts dripping. Those kind of meats is, although it's very tasty, it is not that healthy for us. Another one is full fat dairy meats. Like you have full. I mean, when I mean,
in fact, we have actually on the screen. We actually have it on the screen.
oh my
Yeah,
God!
we actually have it on the screen.
Yes.
Fatty milk, just to give them an idea
Of what we are talking
what we're
about.
talking about, yeah.
Yes. So now you need to avoid full cream milk, cream, cheese, the cheese that are very fatty. Of course, we have cheese that are very healthy. I advise you go for those ones. But those ones that contain full cream, we should avoid it. Another one that causes excessive fat in the body is deep fried foods. Deep fried foods like chips, that is potato chips, plantain, all of that, it should be avoided because it causes excess fat in the body. Another one is processed food. Foods like biscuit, pastries. By pastries, I mean meat pies, donuts, puff puff. Those are the pastries, and those are street foods in Nigeria. Everybody eats it, including me once in a while when I'm hungry. But because of the knowledge I have now, I normally carry nuts on me so that I don't get tempted, because some people do it so well. If you see it, you just want to have a bite. Yes.
Absolutely.
But when you know that it's all about your health, you do things differently.
Right.
Yes. So another one is hamburgers and pizzas, butter, that's you spread it, and then vegetable oils like we have. Now, am I advocating that we should stop eating or we should stop eating tasty food? No, 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 not at all. We have some food swaps. When I mean food swaps, I mean we have some food items that are with them that is not so healthy that you can exchange for the healthy ones. Now let's take the fatty meat I earlier mentioned. Fatty meats, instead of you going for meats that are fatty, the red meats like the beef, um, goat meat, and all of it that has fat in them that is not good for you. Instead of going for it, you can go for liver, kidney, gizzard, lean meat, snail,
Just like the
fish.
picture too, isn't it? The
Yes.
fish, you've got salmon.
Yes, especially the fish, especially salmon. Salmon is very good for the heart. It's been proven, yes, salmon is very, very good for the heart. So what you do is go for those ones. Go for chicken and turkey. And remember, don't eat your chicken and turkey with the back on it unless you fried it with a salad master cooking well.
Where we take the oil out.
Yes, when we take the oil out from the skin.
Yeah.
So when the oil and fat is gone from the skin of chicken and turkey, it is all nutritious. Another one is instead of you snacking on pastries like meat pie, you're on your way and you're hungry and you want to eat something like gala. Why don't you try fruits? There are some people who cut fruits on the road and they've known to cut it in such a way that you can actually eat it without messing your outfit up. You can do that. So it is advisable to get fruit on the way if you feel hungry. Now, you are also advised to swap things like whole cream milk. You can do skimmed milk instead of doing um, whole full cream milk. Full cream milk, we can leave that for developing children who are still developing. For an adult, if you get your skim milk, I believe it's a whole lot better.
Also, they have like almond milk. Almond milk.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Those are the plant
Yeah,
milk.
the plant milk.
Yes, the plant milk. You even have coconut milk, which
Yeah.
is
Oh,
surprisingly
I like
good.
coconut milk.
Yes, and there's soybean milk
Yeah.
also. All those are very, very good if you can afford it because they don't come cheap. But I know that soybean, I think, is reasonable. You can get all of that and then have your milk.
No, I like what you said. They don't come cheap.
No.
But this is our $1 billion body.
Oh yes.
So
and
our $1 billion body doesn't come cheap.
oh no, it doesn't come. It's
Exactly.
the most expensive. Okay. So another one is poultry. Egg also is good for you, but as an adult, you don't overdo it. It is advised that 6 eggs a week is okay for you, which means 1 egg a day for an adult is perfect.
Wow, I'm in trouble. I think my chef,
Yeah.
she puts like 3 in there in one day. I'm
In
gonna have
one
to
day.
look. There's something I noticed with cholesterol. You have some people that say take the oat out
Yeah.
and the white bit.
Yeah.
So is it what's the oat? What's the issue with the oat?
The egg yolk is actually where you have more fats than the white. The white is basically protein, and the egg yolk contains fat, but that's not the only thing it contains.
Right.
And the kind of fat the egg yolk contains is actually not bad.
Right.
Yes, actually not
But
bad.
too much of it is not good.
Yes, too much of it is not good. Yes, but it's actually not bad. All right. And another one is grain. Instead of you now doing something like pizza and hamburgers, you do the grain. And it is advised to do high fiber type of foods. That's so you do the grains. It is advised whole wheat grains. Another type you can do is I know I'm a girl and we love chocolates, yes, but you can still have your chocolate and be healthy. How, you might ask? Another way is to do dark chocolate, like the one you can see on the screen. Dark chocolate, instead of sweet chocolates, you do dark chocolates. Maybe if you go and check the package, if you see them 70% dark, 80% dark, 90% dark, that's a very healthy for you. But they might not be as sweet as the sweet chocolate.
Yeah.
But there's a way I do it. You can combine it with almond nuts. Yes, it brings out the flavor. Or you can do it with red wine, which is also good.
Wow.
Red wine contains polyflavanols that are also good for the heart. So dark chocolate and red wine goes, or dark chocolate and almond nuts, so that it doesn't taste so bad.
Wow. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, so that's an acquired taste. So you should acquire this kind of taste and lose the sweet tooth.
But most places sell milk chocolate.
Yes.
Yeah, dark chocolate is not common.
Yeah, dark chocolate is not common, but they're still there if you look for it.
Wow.
Yes, they're still there. I don't believe there's any supermarket or any mall that you don't really see dark chocolate.
I know in the old days, Nigeria used to be one of the biggest cocoa
producers. We still are.
We still are.
Yeah.
So can't we get our dark chocolate from?
Oh yes, I know. There are so many of them that produce. I've actually gone on an excursion to a chocolate factory in Lekki One.
Wow.
Yes.
I think I need to know.
Yes.
I need to go there too.
Oh yes. I went there. They took me round. And it is processed with cocoa from Ogun State.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So another one is butter. Instead of you using butter or margarine to spread on a bread before eating it or before making a toast, Why don't you do bread spreads made from olive oil? It is interesting. Canola oil, or like I mentioned yesterday, avocado spread is also good. Mix it with your black pepper and other things, and then spread it on the bread. I assure you, if you haven't tried it, please go and try it. It is really, really tasty. Then,
Another misconception a lot of people have
okay,
is they'll say, because in Salad Master, by our sponsors,
yeah,
we fry without oil. And they say, oh, oil, why are you talking about oil now? Yeah. But what they don't realize is that it's not the oil necessarily that's bad. It's
yes,
what we do to the oil. The
exactly,
high heat
yes,
put that oil up. And when we put it at high heat, that's when it transforms
transforms to
into the
trans
bad
fat.
oils. That's
Yes,
it. That's it. Just to explain to them why.
yes, yes. Because natural oil, it's also good. Because that brings me exactly to my next topic, which is granite oil. Instead of you to use the vegetable oil that is in the market, you can use vegetable oil that is made from sunflower oil, soybean oil, canola oil. Those ones are good. They still contain the fat and oil, but in a lesser quantity and less processed than the vegetable oils we have on the market. Yes. Another one is your mayonnaise salad dressing. When you Most people use mayonnaise to dress their salad, but you can also use olive oil, sesame seeds, or even lime. I've seen, I've tasted salad that has been seasoned or dressed with just lime juice, and it came out very good. Came out really good. Yes. So now we're going to food that is a no-no for anyone who wants to avoid excess fat in their system. These foods are a no-no for you. Pizza.
So, no.
For,
Pizza.
yes, for
Oh.
pizza lovers, pizza is a no, 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 no for you. But that doesn't mean that you can't have pizza once in a while. If 90% of your diet has been great, having one or two pieces of pizza once or twice a year won't kill you. It won't. But the main thing is to make 90 to 80% of your diet healthy.
But pizza, obviously pizza is pizza.
Yes.
But you can change pizza. You can probably not put cheese on it.
That's right.
So
You're reducing it.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then maybe you can use more vegetables on the pizza.
Yes.
And maybe the bread
And the mayonnaise dressing, you
dressing.
can change it to
So
a healthier
if
version.
you change it to a healthy pizza, maybe also the fact that the dough that can be changed.
Yes,
also,
yes.
then we can have a pizza.
Yes. I was coming to that. I was coming to that.
Okay.
Because you see, the white flour that is used to make bread, pizza, and all of that, cake, it can actually be made healthier.
Right.
Actually, I've seen coconut flour.
Okay.
Coconut is plant based, and I think it's okay. We can have wheat flour too. It can be used. If you're really a pizza lover, there are so many swaps you can do to make your pizza healthier, and you do your thing.
Because I know in Salad Master we have alternative pizza, which is
Yes.
just a complete alternative whereby you're using healthy ingredients. And
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons why we say to them to see one of our shows.
Oh my God, they should really benefit from it. For those people who know that they love pizza and they can't do without it, there's a Salad Master presentation on how you would do a healthy pizza. I advise or I advocate you go watch it and see how you can have your pizza in a healthy way.
What else can we avoid? Should we avoid?
Yes, and we are coming to lollipops. Those are for kids, but I see some adults do that. For kids, I don't think it poses a health challenge. Now, unless the kid in question comes from the family who has hypercholesterolemia in their lineage. So when this happens, you avoid the kids from having lollipops. It is that serious. Another food to avoid is noodles. Noodles. Everybody loves noodles. Noodles is quick to prepare and fast. Like we want everything fast. But as it is quick to prepare, it is quick to cause damage to the system.
Mm.
Yes. So Because why is not so bad? It is so highly processed.
Wow.
So highly processed that at the end of the day, I don't even think that the nutrition inside noodles is up to 20%.
Right. Wow.
Yes. Yes. So those are one of the foods to avoid.
There's different types of noodles too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's one that you cook for a longer period of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's one. Which one's the one they use in Nigeria? Like, where it's instant. Anyway, we won't mention names.
I know.
But anyway, instant noodles.
Yes.
Where you just take hot water and you put it on it and it's ready.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes, we have all of that.
Yeah.
And I think that is the ones that are not too healthy.
Okay.
Yes, they are not too healthy. Another one to avoid also is white bread. White bread, why? Because in making of white bread, you have all the butters, all the oils, all of that in making white bread. And with the flour also, which has been processed thoroughly to meet your standard, it can be white, it's soft, and all of that. All those whiteness and fluffiness.
I think in the old days they used to associate white as good.
Yes, of course.
So the actual, from what I heard, is they bleach the flour.
Yes.
So really,
Yes.
the natural one
It's gone.
is gone.
It's gone. It's gone. So now, white bread. Anybody who's eating white bread, there's also so many food swaps you can do. You can do brown bread. Yes, that's whole wheat bread. All of that, wheat bread, brown bread, all of that. Even unleavened bread. Yes, all those kind of leavened bread for um, pizza too, and no, for shawarma. The bread that we use for shawarma is also recommended. It's also good. Now we are also asked to avoid processed meats. Processed meat like sausages, deli meats. If you walk into the deli meats, I see them now. If you walk into a popular mall in Nigeria, go to their meat section and you see them. The meat is so red. It's so unnatural. Meat is so red, and when you get it sometimes off the pack, it has this kind of there's this texture. It doesn't taste like the real meat, so it's processed to attract, to make you buy them. So the things that are used in processing them is also the things that you should be avoiding. Yes. So for those people who can't have breakfast without sausages, please find some alternative meals. Yes. Another one is white rice. You should avoid white rice. Instead of doing white rice, why don't you make the rice brown? Brown organic Nigerian rice is okay.
Like a father rice.
Yes, a father rice.
Yeah.
But the problem with a father rice is that it comes with stones. But we have some now who actually are devoid of stones. So if you can have that, and
But is it good? Without the stone, it's good.
yes, without the stone is fantastic.
So we have homegrown.
Yes,
good
homegrown. Food. Yes, homegrown good food, and it's brown and it's ours, and I should think it's cheaper.
A lot of Nigerians say they don't like the smell.
The smell.
Where's the smell coming from?
Of course, because it's not been processed.
Right.
Yes, it's not been processed, so it's
It's natural.
Yes, it's natural. So they should familiarize with the smell and just eat the rice. Okay. Another one is avoid, like I mentioned before, sweet chocolates. Sweet chocolates. Instead of doing sweet chocolates, you can do dark chocolates. And then I come to the favorites of all time, pastries. Nigerians love pastries. Meat pies, small chops, donuts, of there's another one, the squared one now, that we see in weddings. They give you in a pack. When you go to any function, they'll bring a lovely shiny pack full of pastries for you. Variety. You have the one made from banana. I love those ones. There's the way they do it in tiny round bits that's so attractive. And you have there's another one inside, well, it comes in a pack, the whole pack. If you go to a wedding, yes, if you go to a wedding and you are given the pack, and if you have a child around, you can pass it to a child and then do the healthy options. Yes, it's not a must that once you go to a wedding you're giving small shop, you must eat it. No, it's not true. Okay, so now we've dealt with food that we should avoid. Now we're going into the food that we can eat that is actually good for this condition. And the first one is fruits, fruits, fruits. Like the one we have here. This is an array, a platter of healthy fruits right here. You have, this is lemon, is a very good fruit for you to have. Right here, there's a carrot. There's nothing that is fatty that is contained inside this carrot. You can do that. And look at this. There's nothing that is not healthy that is in this fruit. It is natural, it is fruity, and it is healthy. Now, you have all of that. There's also pineapple here. If you can see it, there's pineapple. There's all of that. So fruits, fruits, fruits. You can never go wrong with fruits. And as of last year, WHO said we should be eating fruits 5 times a day. And recently, it just upgraded to 7 times a day. So if actually you can eat fruits and use it to snack in between meals, it will be fantastic. Yes. Another food to go to is vegetables. Vegetables, vegetables. All the green vegetables. What we have in Nigeria, we have the ugu leaf, we have the water leaf, we have the pumpkin leaf, we have scent leaves, we have all of that. Then the ones that are imported, we have the broccolis, we have um, there are so many of them, but for me, broccoli is very healthy. We have the spinach, we have all of that. So all of these food vegetables are good, especially if they are dark and leafy. Yes, yes, dark leafy vegetables are it. And then when you snack, it is advised you can snack with instead of, okay, those of you who don't like fruits or you think you cannot chop it and carry it along with you, you can have fantastic, beautiful containers. So for you to carry your cashew nuts in it, for you to carry your almond nuts in it, for you to carry your ground nuts in it, snack on it all through the day, and you will see that it is better. Yes.
Wow, I've heard it all, and the good thing about the food that they're recommending, it's colourful.
Oh yes.
And it's healthy.
It's healthy.
And it's lacks all the fatty things that are causing the issues.
Yes.
Yeah. And also the and even if you need fat, you can get it from the vegetables.
Yes.
Also, like avocado you mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah. And avocado tastes quite nice too. But,
quite nice.
And it's also good for other things.
Yes. And then you have your berries, something like blackberries. Blackberries are very good fruits. They don't contain any fat and they're very good for the eye. To the extent that in the First World War, it was mandated for every soldier to take it.
Wow. Blackberry.
Yes, blackberries.
Okay, so why would they take it? What's the reason why?
It's very good for vision.
Eyesight. So
yes,
they wanted to see the enemy.
Oh my God! Your target is in full.
So now you cause the problem because the army is now going to say we need berries. If there's anyone online now, it's from the military. You need berries.
Yes.
So that if you're in the police force, you need berries.
You need berries because you need to have an eyesight like that of an eagle.
Wow. Somebody now is going to create a farm full of berries.
I will encourage that. I will encourage that. Yes. So another food to eat is beans. Do beans. Add it to your stuff. And there are so many variety of beans. You have sweet peas, you have chicken peas, you have the normal beans. And then in beans, you can also transform it to so many things like moi moi, akara. All of that, they're still healthy. You're still getting your protein. And the beautiful thing, it is plant-based.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So the kind of fats that plant-based foods contain are monounsaturated fats that are utterly good for the body. When it gets into your system, it flows out instead of sticking to the arterial walls.
Wow.
Yes. So that is it. So and also poultry is recommended. That's eggs. You should at least have one egg a day, but not more than that. One egg a day, which means 6 times or 7 times a day, you should be eating eggs because the cholesterol contained in the egg yolk is actually good for the body. So that is it. So like I said, we should eat food that contain fruits, vegetables, nuts, grains, and then above all, drink water. Drink water. Water flushes the system. Water flushes the arteries. moves it. Keep drinking water. Instead of you doing soda, carry water with you all the time so that it prevents the urge, because there's a craving when you like want soda. Soda has its own kind of crave.
Right.
Yes, and if you don't have anything close, you're going to get it. So the only thing is prevent yourself from getting soda. Get water. If water is not good for you, get what we call infused water. In it, you can cut this lemon, slice it and dice it into tiny pieces and add it into your drinking can. Yes, it gives the water another kind of flavor. Healthy, and it is water.
Wow.
Yes,
Thank you. Wow.
yes.
Wow.
Those are the ways in which you can feed yourself well, feed your billion-dollar body, not to come down with any excessive fat and oil in the system that will enable your arteries run and supply your heart, your body, extremities, brain, everywhere it's supposed to in good health. Now, we are done with the food you can eat. So, prevention. How do we prevent? Prevention is none other than, first of all, what we said before. If you know that you are in the risk factors, don't wait to come down with it. If you are in the risk factor of the people we mentioned before who might likely or who are likely candidates to come down with excessive fat in their body or dyslipidemia, we advise you to go to the hospital and check. Like I said yesterday, the only thing you need to do is fast overnight. Eat your dinner or supper by 8 p.m. Go to bed. Following morning, don't have your breakfast. Walk into a reputable hospital and then ask them that you want your blood lipids checked. They know what to do. They will just collect your sample and run the results for you so that you know where you stand. Another one is watch your weight. Yesterday, for those who were with us yesterday, we talked about your BMI. How do you check your BMI? Your BMI is a product of your weight and your height. If you divide your weight against your height, you get your BMI and you know where you fall. We have underweight, normal weight, overweight, and morbidly obese. So you should know where you fall, know your numbers, and know that once you're overweight, that is low health risk. You should be doing something.
Wow.
Yes, you should be doing something about it. That is another thing, or how to avoid excessive fat. Know your BMI and watch it closely. Another one is exercise, exercise, exercise. That's how to prevent it. If you are not in danger of anything, exercise. Then, if you don't know your family history, because I meet patients like that, you ask them, "Do you have diabetes in your family?" "I don't know." "Really? Do you have hypertension running in your family?" "I don't know." "Do you have any lipid disorder in the family?" "I don't know." Really? Who should know? You should know. Treat your health as important, and your body will also, in turn, treat you with importance. You should know your numbers. You should know what your blood pressure is. You should know what your BMI is. You should know what your weight is. You should know your blood sugar level, all of that. Because if you have diabetes, you might likely come down with this epidemic. Excessive fat. If you have hypertension, you are in the risk factor. Then check how you drink alcohol. Alcohol, it is made for the good of man. It is actually good when taken in moderation. Consumption of alcohol, moderation is the key word. When you abuse it, then you predispose yourself to this excessive fat that we're talking about. Because alcohol will so damage these blood vessels and wall vessels of this blood vessel, that when normal fat gets to it, it attaches to the wall. It's not supposed to attach. But because the artery has been weakened and abused and damaged by excessive intake of alcohol, then it starts behaving abnormally,
Mhm.
getting things and collecting things that it's not supposed to collect. And then another one is avoid cigarette smoking. Cigarette smoking is a pretty high risk factor. Then the last but not the least is food, dietary therapy. Do check on your food. Check what you eat. Preferably prepare your food at home so that you know what goes inside you.
Wow. So you're giving them the nuggets, you're giving them the causes, the
Yes.
preventions, the
Yes.
treatments. And this has been a great show. Thank you very much.
No.
The other thing that I noticed is you said go and get a test.
Yes.
Some people may be asking, how long does the test take to
It-
get the results? If I go to the hospital now
Okay.
and I say, right, give me what was the test again called?
Lipid profile.
Lipid profile. So they would now do something with my blood, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And then how long does the test take?
Well, it can be more than 72 hours.
72 hours. So I have to go away.
Yes.
I can't get an instant one.
No.
Okay. So just let them, because one of the things is they'll be looking.
Because we have to. It's a panel of tests.
Okay.
A battery of tests. So there are so many things we have to stick.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So that test is there. You do the test.
Yes.
They send it away.
Yes.
And then is there any price? Because I know some people are talking about money now. Because with this hospitals now,
Yes.
there's always a price, isn't
Of course. Of course.
So do you have any rough idea that what they're talking about?
Well.
I know it's different for different hospitals.
Yes, it's really different from different hospitals, but I assure you, you don't need to break a bank to get this test.
You don't need to break a bank.
No.
Whose bank?
Your own bank.
Because there's a bank for somebody that doesn't have money, and
Okay.
there's a bank for someone with money. Which bank is it that's not going to break?
You don't break your own bank because I don't think it's anything above 10,000. No.
Okay,
I think it's below 10,000.
that's an okay bank to get.
Yeah.
That's an okay bank.
For your $1 billion body,
Yeah.
everything is worth it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because and then the other thing is, with the equipment in hospitals, do all hospitals have this test, or is it just a test that's just really for certain types of hospitals?
All hospitals should have it.
For-
It's not that technical a test. Yes.
And can you go to your doctor into the hospital for the test?
The best thing is to go to your doctor. Yes.
Like a medical center?
Yes, a medical center.
Fantastic.
Tell them what you need to do and they get it done.
Right, great.
Yes.
So you heard it from Dr. Dolly. Dr. Dolly has shared with you the causes, the treatment, the prevention, of bad cholesterol.
That's right.
And I think the summary of it really was bang on, Dr. Dolly. Thank you very much. And then also remember what we've got to do, all the different types, but what we always say is you are what you eat.
That's right.
And we got to make sure we're eating well also.
Yes.
Because exercise, as Dr. Dolly says, imagine that your arteries were almost blocked, like stage 4.
Clogged
Yeah.
arteries.
Then you're
Not good.
not supposed to do too much exercise without advice from a doctor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So really that's it. So really what we want now, when your arteries are clogged like that, just quickly,
Yes.
do I need to go for if I find out my arteries are like stage 3,
Yes.
which is that one.
Yes.
That's a C.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a state.
Now, how do I reverse that?
Okay. At this point, I
Yeah.
think first of all the things we mentioned comes into play.
Right.
Plus
Right.
medication.
Okay. So what we're looking at is we can change our diet. Yeah, that will help.
Yes.
And then there's medication.
It's not that
will
will help. That's a significant change
Okay.
that mustn't be ignored.
Okay.
If you want to change that.
Okay. So the other thing is, what if we get to stage 4 now?
Yes.
So what do we do in that?
Stage 4, I think in stage 4, the person, if this person that has this atrophy is also morbidly obese,
Yeah.
for you to reduce that, first of all, the person has to exercise, get a little bit fit, and then go for surgery.
Go for surgery.
Yes.
Okay. Now surgery, I heard they use these stents.
Oh yeah.
The stents.
Yes.
And they use that. What is that? Is that like a metal? Is it aluminium?
Well,
Is it what is it?
it depending on
Plastic?
how morbidly obese the person is, you can decide to like bore a whole sock,
Yeah.
or you can do an open surgery.
Open surgery.
Yes.
So they use something to put down.
Yes, because it's a very dangerous surgery. So
Very
the surgeons are very, very
Careful.
careful.
So they use surgical instruments.
Yes,
to
they
kind of
use surgical instruments, and the very method that the surgeon wants to use is dependent on so many factors, on the patient, how healthy the patient is,
Right.
and what they want to achieve.
Fantastic. Because I heard from one doctor that they use a metal called surgical steel, which is also has titanium.
Yes,
Yeah?
yes.
So they use that to stents to play them.
Basically, all surgical equipment ideally should be made of titanium, because as we know, titanium, it never rusts. It remains the same forever. It doesn't rust. It doesn't crack. It doesn't form all those things. So it doesn't even react
Wow.
with our internal organs. So it's oddly safe.
That's it. Well, you've heard it, and what I'd like to say is thank you, Dr. Dolly, for the show. But we
Yeah.
love to ask questions. Any questions from Marvel, from our Marvel, our operation? Any
Wow, wow,
questions?
wow, wow, wow. Amazing. Another amazing session from Dr. Dolly. Thank you very much for sharing with us this evening. I just have one quick question from the audience. Someone is watching from YouTube. And thank you to everyone who is connected on YouTube and, of course, on Zoom. Someone says, I really like my meat. And you've spoken a lot about meat today. Someone says, I really like my meat. But is there a way I can probably fry my meat without using any oil, since it's going to cause problems?
Okay. Thank you, Marvel, for the question. We've spoken a whole lot about frying meat without oil, and I think the best person I should direct that question to is Mr. Tony Bello, who will tell us how to fry your meat without oil using Salad Master cookware.
Wow, I am so honored. The medical doctor is now passing it on to me. And I think the reason why is obviously I am involved in Salad Master.
That's right.
And the program is sponsored by Salad Master.
Yeah.
And Dr. Dolly has chosen the program for a number of reasons, sponsored for a number of reasons. And one of the reasons is healthy cooking.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, healthy cooking. And healthy cooking meaning that, we love these foods like chicken, like red meat, like all these things, but we want to prepare it in a healthy way.
That's right.
And Salad Master has these healthy cooking stuff, which is made of surgical stainless steel with titanium.
Yes, titanium.
That allows you, and Dr. Dolly's seen it and obviously has eaten from it and everything, that allows you to fry your meats without oil, to fry your chicken, to fry your meats without oil. Therefore, we don't encourage you to eat lots of meat, but at least the meat you eat ends up being more healthier. Because guess what? What I tend to do when I fry my meat in Salad Master is when the oil comes out, I then dip the oil out. And guess what? I eat the meat.
Yeah.
So rather than adding oil to the meat, you are draining oil out.
Yeah.
So that's it. So really, the answer to that question, Marvel, is they need to see a Salad Master presentation so that they can actually start enjoying their meat.
Yes.
But not too much.
That's right.
If they have cholesterol, especially.
That's right.
Wow, amazing. Thank you very much, Mr. Tony, for that very precise answer. Now, the last question I have from a guest watching this show tonight is the person says, how do I get rid of fat stored in the liver? Is there a way we can get rid of fat stored in the liver, doctor?
Yes. The simple way you can do that is to adhere to the previous advice that we've given. Exercise, exercise, exercise. Then watch what you eat. The food we mentioned to avoid, please do avoid them. And the ones we recommended that is healthier, do that. And if you can swap the food you love that is unhealthy with healthy options, please do that. That way, when all the fat in you has been burnt out, the fat in the liver is one of them. So it will also be burnt out with the rest of the fats.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Did you hear that, Marvel?
Yeah, wow, powerful. Thank you very much, Dr. Dolly. It's been a fantastic show. Yet again, another amazing session, and we are looking forward to the next one. Thank you very much for now. There are no further questions. I'm going to hand it back to you in the studio. Over to you now.
Yeah, so thank you, Dr. Dolly.
My
It was, as usual, it was an amazing show with amazing information. And I'm sure you want to say a few words to the audience in terms of cholesterol, in terms of just summarizing, just
okay. So for the Mr. Tony asked me to summarize yet again, so we'll do that. What I advise you to do: eat your fruits, get your vegetables, incorporate nuts into your diet, avoid vegetable oils that is rampant in the market. You can go for olive oil, soya bean oil, and all of that. Your spread, just swap the spread, margarines and butters with avocado spread. It will go a long way in helping you. Then, like we said, do everything you can to get yourself out of your chair, but it can save your life and reduce the risk of having this disease by 15%. Thank you.
So thank you, Dr. Dolly. You heard it from Dr. Dolly. This is us talking from the Salad Master office in Victoria Island, Lagos, Nigeria. Sponsored by Salad Master,
That's
and
right.
we have our very own in-house Dr. Dolly giving us all the nuggets and information to keep us healthy.
That's
And
right.
this healthy side is the cholesterol, bad cholesterol. So what we're sharing with you is how you can help prevent it, reverse it, and treat it. So thank you very much from your billion dollar
Dollar
body.
body.
So and
Yes.
and what I'd like to say, we say good night to them. Sorry.
Yes, we had to say good night, but we have to. See you next time.
So,
Bye.
guys, good night. What I'll say to you, good night. Remember, this is the show to be watching out for. 2 weeks' time, 2 weeks' time, we will have the next show. And Dr. Dolly, I remember the next show is to do with cancer, is it?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah.
We're going to treat cancer, specifically breast cancer in women. What causes it, what we can do to prevent it.
I remember you have another one, which is prostate cancer
Yeah,
too.
for the men.
So for the men, so the next show is going to be massive.
Power
Massive.
pack.
The men, prostate cancer, the ladies, breast cancer,
Breast
and then
cancer.
also the overall general cancer itself. So
Yes.
really, I guys, what I'll suggest to anyone you see, if you like this program, please like it on our YouTube. Please share it with other friends and family. And also remember, we are in 2 weeks' time. And also remember, because you're on this show, the Salad Master Machine, this Salad Master Machine, Dr. Dolly is arranging for 100 of these Salad Master machines to be given away in the next 30 days. So
Oh,
guess
yeah.
what? You need to find out how you're going to get one of these machines for free. Remember what Dr. Dolly said? Do some exercise. Don't stay by your desk. Don't just sit there for 15 hours.
Right.
Move around after 30 minutes. And you know the great thing about the salad master machine? It's manual. So why don't you just say, I'm going to cut myself a salad. And
That's
as you're
right.
cutting, you're exercising. You see, going round and round. So you're exercising. So listen,
That's right.
it serves two purposes. You can have your freshly cut salads, and also as you're cutting your salad, you're
You're
exercising.
exercising.
Wow, that's what it is. Yeah. So guys, what I'll say again, your billion dollar
Dollar
body.
body.
Yeah. So that's us reporting from Victoria Island, Lagos,
Lagos.
the headquarters of Salad
Salad
Master in
Masters.
Nigeria. And we'd like to say good night to you all. Thank you very much and good night. Good night.
Good
Bye.
night.